Greetings, cretinous cretins. This is the show where a bunch of strange people watch an even stranger man play a strange game. Anyway, I love this scene. It's so wacky. This job's been a great success. Not to brag, but you can all thank me. Blah 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 blah. Random riches. What was the name of the place? Deep. It's called Deep Dungeon. It's not even really a name. It's more of a description. How do you have a hard time understanding that? Oh, you talk weird too. I gotta say, I want to think that this was just like one of the last people, you know, after writing all of the translations of the game, were just like, you know, these translations are terrible, and they just like, you know, they had this like one last thing to do, so they thought they'd throw that in there, just to make fun of things. Anyway, this is not me actually doing the Deep Dungeon. I may be convinced to do that later, but I'm just doing this for the hell of it, because what I'm doing now is just leveling up. Normally, yes, I don't show myself leveling up or item farming, not after those horrible... Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of dudes. But I'm on a high cliff, and... yeah, it's all a bunch of goblins and one frickin' archer. On the other hand, there's a shit ton of enemies. What the hell am I equipped with? Okay. Well, only one way to find out. Anyway. Sandstorm, huh? Alright, anyway. I've decided that I'm going to do the leveling up before going in. And I'm also going to take this time to some of the stuff to bring up a few things and talk about it, and maybe produce a little bit of video. I'm not going to show you all 29 levels of leveling up. Basically, I'm just going to cover whatever I feel like covering until I run out of things to say. Okay. So yeah, basically, I thought about the issue, and I realized that while fundamentally it would be more of a challenge to do it at level 70, or at least try, and it'd probably end up hacking in the end. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, source. In the end, I don't think it would really be that meaningful. Oh wait, that's not an archer, that's a monk. Okay, hands up everybody who was yelling at me for not noticing the painfully... Oh, is turn punch 100% hit rate? Shit. This might be harder than I thought. Yeah, it's not fundamentally different in terms of challenges. Okay, so better start moving back. Okay, move here, I'll be safe from turn punch. I mean, basically, when you get right down to it, a higher challenge rating in this game, once you get past a certain point, is really just a matter of you need to get luckier. There's no meaningful increase in the amount of strategizing I have to do to beat Altima at level 70 than I do to beat her at level 99. The only difference is there's less room for margin of error. Oh shit, I thought that had no vertical tolerance. Maybe it has one vertical tolerance. Can I one-shot it? No, I can't. Oh. Oh, well, at least I blocked it. So in the end, it's, I don't see it as being more fun to try that extra... Oh, jeez. I kind of want to kill this guy, but on the other hand, 4 dudes. Sweet, and I even killed one guy. Kind of worth it. Okay, you gonna run away now at least? Okay, good. So yeah, it wouldn't really be more fun. I would have to strategize just as much It's just that once I come up with the strategy for best success, my odds are going to be lower if I'm level 99 than... Or my odds will be lower if I'm level 70 than if I'm level 99. And that just isn't really that interesting idea for me. Because, I mean, think of it with, like, Zalbag. Altima at level 70 might be as tough as Zalbag when I did the, oh shit. I hope that's a crystal. I hope it's one that I'm going to get. Well, they're all melee, and I've got shields on both sides, although I don't know when she's going to die. Ah, good. You know what you are not? You are not a thingy. Okay, can he get, Okay, I can't run from him. I don't suppose I have a Zodiac as a son of a bitch, do I? No, don't have bad Zodiac either. Okay, I'm not certain what makes him use what attacks. Maybe I should have stood in place. I might have been able to double turn him. Yeah, well. Ah, shit. Oh, well. What was I saying? So yeah, in the end, it's not going to be a more interesting endeavor. If I were to fight Zalbag, and really the best strategy I could come up with was the Ice 2 crit one, it really would have... The strategizing really wouldn't have been any more interesting if it requires that much, you know, perfect luck. So, I suppose I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's basically the problem is just more that there's really not much to be at in terms of having a fun challenge. Doing it at level 70 would just mean I'd have to reset more. And in the end, that's not fun. Coming up with a strategy is fun, but I'm going to have to do that when I fight Altima anyway. There are a couple other reasons. One, I am totally nervous about having to hack this thing. I'm worried that I'm going to delete it all, blow up my computer, and have to start over from the beginning, or wait till somebody hacks me a save file back. But that's not a huge concern, because that's really more of a paranoid thing. In worst case scenario, I just ask somebody for their endgame save and hack to, you know, whatever. I don't think it's going to be that hard. But yeah, so I wanted to just actually just get to level 99, make things a little bit easier on me while still making things hard. I don't think Altima is going to be a pushover just because I'm level... Ooh, that's one I don't have to worry about. Just because I'm level 99. I think she'll still be plenty hard and still bring some excitement, interest, and... Are these guys higher level than me? Oh, sweet. This is a great place to level up. Oh, wow. I mean, almost nothing but goblins several levels higher than me. Oh, I think this is where we're going to level up, not just because it's such a cool-looking place. Okay. Is there... I think the whole place is sandstorm. Huh. So, I'm just gonna go and level up here. Probably. I might do in a couple other places. I might go to Favol. Well, I could go to Favolum because that's where I usually leveled up, just to show you what that's like. But really, it's not that hard. I mean, if you've seen a random battle there once, you can imagine why I like going there. I stand at the top of the cliff, or hell, at the bottom of the cliff, and rain down Geomancy without any fear of reprisal. I mean, eventually they do catch up to me, but even with massive parties, I've usually murdered them all by then. Or most of them. So yeah, I think that's it for this. A few things to mention, mostly for the future. When we go up against Balk again, I believe we could pretty much shut him down with rubber shoes and a fire shield. I think does it, because I think he's got the lightning gun. And I think the monsters, the Tiamats, only breathe fire and lightning. So if I equip those two things, the vast majority of the enemies aren't going to be able to damage me at all. If I throw in the Thief Hat, I believe that prevents Balk from doing anything to me. Just like before. And it also has the effect of affecting some of the Tiamats, or the dragons, or whatever the hell is there. It's been ages. Some kind of horrible monster's out for my blood, no doubt. Yay! I'm trying to think what else is there. Hashmalum, if I remember, is actually really easy to get mid-charge. I don't remember what our Zodiac is with him, but it shouldn't be too hard to, let's see, you can get behind me? Alright, let's, 1, 2, 3. So he'll be, I think, fairly easy, as long as we can survive one hit, or do enough damage to, oh, hey! There's some stuff here that isn't, what is this? Oh, moss. Oh yeah, I can kind of see that. So if we can survive a single hit from him, or maybe even double turn him, or get a strong enough damage on him mid-charge, we might be able to take him out without any problem. I'm not certain. Altima. Altima fight, you have Alma, which is basically gives you a massive buff that is basically everything you could want in an SCC. At least for a class that doesn't... lighten up the place. At least for classes that lack... Well, seeing as how no class has... oh, he's asleep. He's still active. So is he. We'll kill him. Sure, we'll wake up the other one, but I don't care. I'm just awesome like that. I wonder if you can actually highlight the exits with the crystals. I don't remember. I don't think so. But we're only just going to level up here anyway, because easy fights, good experience. I think that's really everything I have to say about the final stretch of battles. I mean, the next one... Ooh, much brighter now. Okay, now I think if I kill everybody, I'm forced out. I think one of the exits is here somewhere. I think it's here, but it could be anywhere in this 3x3 area. I really don't care to look it up, because like I said, I'm not really interested in going much deeper. Most of these fights are actually going to be somewhat tricky as you go on. This one just has the... This one is kind of like... How I fought this battle is actually very similar to how I fight in Favolan Plains. It's just there are occasionally flying enemies in Favolan Plains, making it actually slightly harder. Except for that Minotaur. Bug-in Minotaur. So I think that's everything for the follow-up of the game. Oh wait, no, yeah. But the next battle is a fairly easy one. That's how you normally level up. What you do? Bombs? Yeah, crap. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh, jeez, these guys got ignore height. That'll be a pain. 2 knights who don't have ignore height and have to try and get through my badass defenses. Alright, can I? I don't think I can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, source. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Well, I pretty much can't do anything. Well, maybe can I? No, okay. Basically what you do is you reset that one until you find a guy that can survive, that has item, that can heal himself indefinitely with either item or chakra, in an amount that's approximately equal to how much damage you can do with Geomancy. So I tried to set up my Geomancy so that it did as much damage as I could get out of it in order to encourage the in order to get it as close to X potion damage as possible. Let's see here. And then at that point, I would just make sure to not use any fatal geomancies. I don't know if there's any death sentence or petrify or whatever in that fight. But it wouldn't be too hard to avoid that. The problem, though, is you can't really automate it, because even if you could set up even if I could set up my physical attack so that it always did the right amount of damage, there's still that chance of a crit. And given that you need to take literally thousands of actions, you're gonna get a full damage crit in there somewhere, and kill the guy. So I couldn't automate it, although I did have someone... Whoops, I think I did that wrong. I did have someone offer to write a macro for me, or help me write a macro, but in the end, it's really just not worth the effort. Leveling up here is a lot more fun. Anyway, I think that's all about that. Let's see here. Not enough to one-shot him. So, anyway, though, we're getting pretty close to the end, and given that the next few battles are not going to be nearly as hard as Zalbag, it's probably going to happen fairly soon. I did ask before about what people would like me to play after this, and I ended up giving Plock a try when I was taking a break. I didn't really much care for Plock. It wasn't a bad game, but I don't know, there was really nothing to keep me playing it. And furthermore, I think I do better. I don't think that was some of my best work. I think I do better in a game like this where I can take the time out to strategize and explain what the hell it is I'm doing. So, I would kind of like to play another game with some elements of turn-based strategy where I can take... Does blindness give me a hit? No. It doesn't remove dodge. I didn't think it did, but I think there was like some circumstance that's odd that removes dodge rate. I think I'm thinking of Don't Act. So yeah, what to do after this? I really would like to, I think, to stick with a turn-based strategy game. I think that's what I'm best at. Oh, that son of a bitch stole the item I can't get. He will pay. Now, obviously, what does that mean I'd like to do? Well, that's kind of a hard thing to say. First of all, there is more Final Fantasy Tactics. I would not mind playing through the game again under a different challenge. Really not much point playing through it straight, obviously. Sweet. Let's see here. Because I think that would be just so easy, there'd be nothing for me to say. Pardon me. Where was I? Oh yeah, so, it's not the only option, but like I said, it's the most obvious one, and it's the one I have the most concrete ideas for, so I do want to discuss that one first. There are a couple of options that are all, that I kind of like the look of. One option is, loading up, Archael's Final Fantasy 1. This may not actually be faster, but I think it's more fun than looking at the home planes. Even though I keep getting my ass kicked. Damn, deep bone slash. Seriously? Things you don't really notice. Where was I? So yeah, loading up that is definitely an option. Overall, I wouldn't put it as one of my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 source. Okay, cool. I wouldn't put it as a first option because while it shares a lot of the mechanics, in many ways it's kind of a completely different game. And one of the things I like about challenges is playing playing the same game with the knowledge I have of it and playing it in different ways that I never really would have before. You know, you don't usually use status effects as much in a normal playthrough. So I kind of like the idea of doing a challenge in regular tactics a little bit more. That being said, I'm not opposed to the idea It's still an option. I do want to put it up there. I just kind of explained why I am somewhat more inclined, if I'm going to play more Final Fantasy Tactics, to do a challenge than to do a difficulty hack. Now, as far as what challenges go, there are 3 options that I particularly favor. 1, another SSCC. This one would be with Temple Knight. If you don't remember, Temple Knight is Beowulf's class, and that basically means he has single target, instant charge Oracle spells, as well as Shock, which does massive damage based on how much health he's missing. As he can wear armor, this is potentially incredibly devastating, especially when tied with Life Drain, which drains a quarter of the enemy's health. Simply put, Beowulf will be able to wreck Zodiac monsters. Jeez, these guys are dying. There's 3 that died to traps. And there's only 5 of them, I think. Overall, again, that would definitely be on the easier scale of SSCCs. One thing that there's one downside and one upside, though. The downside is while he can wear armor, clothes, and robes, he cannot wear hats, which means no green beret, no power sleeve, no thief hat. The thief hat is definitely the biggest loss there. However, the loss of the twist headband isn't that big a deal, considering I do get shock and lifesteal for massive if I need to deal heavy damage to like Zodiacs or bosses. On the other hand, he can equip Knight Swords. Do I need to say anything else? I mean, that really doesn't mean much for most of the game, but it does mean that at one point I do get Excalibur, and he gets perma-hasted. That'll make Chapter 4 pretty damn... That'll probably mean that Y-Graph will probably be the height of that challenge. And even then, he might not be that big of a challenge. Actually, do you get... I don't think you get Orlando until after Bethla. He can equip shields, so he can shut down bulk. And Shock does have good range, so... Yeah, overall, I think a lot of that challenge... That's going to be a fairly easy one. In fact, it's probably one of the easiest Game Shark SSCCs that isn't, something like a Holy Knight or Assassin. You know, the ones that are basically I win. Actually, it would probably be even... Actually, to be fair, Holy Knight might be harder, because while Holy Knights do not have the same level of single target damage against Zodiacs, and they can't heal. So, it would actually be easier than Holy Knight. But then again, a Holy Knight wouldn't be that easy. I don't mean to say it wouldn't be easy. It certainly would be. But there's a difference between the level of... throw stones, yeah. There's a difference between that kind... pardon me. There's a difference between that kind of easy and the kind of easy you get with, playing... an Assassin. 3% hit rate. Wait, how did he get that low? Because we're running... yeah, how does he get that low? I mean, it halves... It's supposed to have... It's supposed to have the hit rate, but that was more than half. That was a lot more than half, actually. Whatever. So yeah, that one would be fairly easy. Probably easier than Geomancer. But I think it would be fun, and in my opinion, that's enough. Oh shit, I probably shouldn't have gotten this close. I also should have seen what kind of boots he was wearing. Also, fortunately, he's a Moron. Alright, we'll just climb up the wall and... I think I'm gonna win this ranged competition. There are a couple other options. These are regular SSCCs, you know, where I actually, yay! Where I actually have a full party. This will also make it easier to keep guests in the party to unlock, you know, those couple of special events. The big choice... There are two choices. One is the Oracle SCC. The Oracle SCC was the first one I ever started. However, because it was the first one I ever started, I was also not that good at them. I ended up getting stuck at Yardau, and I think I never really got past there. I just kind of got distracted from it before I really got around to beating it. So I would like to start that one up and try it. Shouldn't really have that much trouble. Oracles have defense up, giving them strong defense. They have life drain, letting them heal. Oh, fucking chemist. Wait a minute. There we go. Letting them heal from life drain. They can restore MP either by stealing it from enemies or just walking around. Their sticks make them a pretty respectable physical threat. They're probably one of the... While they do have their weaknesses, they're probably one of the most well-rounded SCCs. Which is not to say that they're not the most powerful. I mean, Lancers and Ninjas are comically easy. But that's because they're specialized to the point where they don't need variety or tricks or anything. They just murder the crap out of you, and that's that. They're very well balanced, reasonably challenging. While they do have defense up, they're only wearing clothes, and you're probably going to be going with, you know, clothes to boost stats rather than clothes to boost health. Well, actually, no, to be honest, because MA doesn't figure into their spells at all. It figures into their weapon damage, but not into their actual spell use. At least not in any appreciable way. So, but they're still fairly fragile. It's just that their passive defense up makes them tough for mages, which is still not exactly hulking monstrosities, but it's still a pretty handy thing considering they can also heal themselves. The last option, and I think for my audience, this would be the most interesting, would be a Heaven or Hell Knight SCC. A party full of Rafa and Malik's classes. I actually have to say, I'm probably one of a very small minority. I actually find those classes interesting. Bear in mind, I didn't say good. I just said interesting. They're very position-based. Trying to maneuver enemies into places with as much of a height tolerance problem as possible in order to score the highest probability of success with the hits. Very interesting, I think. Very simple class, although they do have the status effect one, although I'm not entirely sure how that works. I don't know if it's like... If it has a 20... If every single status effect has a 20% chance of happening, or if there's a 20% chance of it laying down a status effect at all, and it's more like Bad Breath where it dumps a lot of status. I don't actually know off the top of my head exactly how that works, but for the most part, it would mostly be about using stabs for melee combat, and, ouch. And, alright, well, he's gonna start running away and leave me alone. Can I kill any of these guys? Okay, no. I could hit 3 of them, though. Yeah, that's more important than hitting the one that happens to be right next to me at the moment. Oh, right, they have Turn Punch. Yeah, I can't do the ones with the Black Goblins because of Turn Punch. I can't dodge it, and once they catch up to me, they can just I think 3 or 4 shot me. So I think that would be an interesting option. Like I said, it wouldn't be that versatile. It would actually be a lot like the Geomancer, a Geomancer run in a lot of ways. You have a strong melee attack, you have some strong range attacks, although it's definitely not exactly reliable. It does have the potential to be ridiculously strong, and there's a lot of... And there is some clever positioning to it all. If you do things out well, if you manipulate where the enemies go, you can effectively increase the effectiveness. Effectively increase effectiveness. I'm the smart one in the family. Shit. You can increase the effectiveness of it in rather interesting ways. So I do kind of like that possibility. I don't know whether I do Heaven or Hell Knight. I probably do whichever one ends up being better. I think neither of them worry about the character's faith itself. So I could do low faith whether I do Rafa or Malik. I do not know in the end... Oh, God damn it. At least I'm blocking. I don't know in the end which ends up dealing more damage where it's necessary. I think Rafa comes out ahead. Oh, son of a bitch. Can I one-shot him? Yes, I can. I don't know if that platform is close enough to hit me. I don't know what's next there. Oh, good, he's trying to poison me, which is stupid. But yeah, overall, I'd have to say of all the options, I think that one has the most promise. Because there's a lot of potential for strategizing there that you won't that you don't usually see. Positioning is usually only important as encouraging the enemies to get close together to catch them in your AoE spells. Whereas this one, the terrain itself is very interesting. I will have to take the height of the terrain into account in order to figure out, well, how do I best... Okay, does this guy have... What does this guy have for abilities? Okay, nothing interesting, but we better start killing him. Actually, the bombs might be more of a threat. I think Explode has a 100% hit rate. On the other hand, these guys last a while, and it's only one hit to take me down. So I think it'll bring interesting strategizing opportunities that you might not, you probably wouldn't find in a lot of other options. So that's of all the ones, that's the one I most favor. You also will probably, no doubt, get a lot of Schadenfreude off of watching me suffer as horrible, horrible luck happens to me as I strike the one square that doesn't have an enemy in it 6 times. Okay. I don't know what makes them explode. They might... Just being able to kill... Oh, shit, I needed that to be a crystal. Okay, yeah. Favone Wind Plains is easier, if for no other reason than there's fewer frickin' enemies. But yeah, I think that one is probably the most interesting one. The one I think will be the most interesting. That being said, I want to make something perfectly clear. I have asked... Ooh, pardon me. I have asked in the past, what would you guys find most interesting? To which I have had replied multiple times, whatever you would like to do. I want to make something perfectly and completely clear. I already do what I like to do. I do not need permission or screen capturing software in order to entertain myself. If there's something I want to do, I'll do it on my own time. But if I'm going to take the trouble to put stuff up here, then I want people to watch it and enjoy watching it. So, I want to find out what will be the most interesting for other people to do. Because if I end up doing, say, the Heaven Knight SCC, and decide that I'd also like to do, I don't know, something else, then I could just do something else and maybe record that. Or maybe I'll just do it on my own time. Like I said, I don't need permission to do stuff. So it's whatever you guys would like to see, whatever it is for whatever reason. If your reasons involve because it's funny to see you suffer, I am totally okay with that. That's pretty much really how a lot of internet commentary works anyway. I mean, it really just seems to be the case. Human suffering is pretty funny. So, make the guest make your selfish requests of the things I've mentioned, or maybe even a few other options you can come up with on your own. What would you like to see? I've mentioned the Final Fantasy Tactics options: Oracle's Heaven Knight, Temple Knight, and the 1.3 difficulty hack. Okay, a bunch of goblins. This one's cake. As far as what else there is, nothing else comes immediately to mind. There are some good games I like out there that are turn-based strategy. None of them really have the depth of Final Fantasy Tactics, and I'm certainly not aware of challenges that are available. Okay, move one spot forward. Okay, move one spot to the left. Some of them. Alright. And I'm certainly not aware of any challenges in some of these games that would make them harder. That being said, I'm open to stuff. One game, though, that does come to mind off the top of my head is Advanced Wars. I'm a fairly big Advanced Wars fan. It's a turn-based strategy game, and there's plenty of options. What I can do is I could play custom maps. I could play the campaign with some kind of restriction. You know, no... well, you can't do it with no... Actually, you might be able to do it with no infantry, except capturing mission goals. But I'm pretty sure that's impossible. So yeah, that's an option. Feel free to suggest whatever you want. Also remind that while I'm mostly thinking about turn-based strategy games, that's only because I think that's what I do that's most entertaining. If you'd like to see me do something else, you say, oh, I think you'd do great doing this, go right ahead. Make that suggestion. I am open to whatever you guys like to see. Do whatever it is. So yeah, just make the suggestions. I've come out with a few of my own. If I don't get if I don't get any new ideas from people, or I don't really get very much committal one way or the other, I think I will do the Heaven Knight SCC, simply because I think that'll be the most interesting. And it's just kind of one I've been a little bit interested in, and now that I've actually doing this on the thing where I've got the Game Shark built in, then, you know, it's not exactly hard to set up. So, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Like I said, I was only recording this level up in as much as I still have stuff to say, so that I'm kind of killing time. In the end, the leveling up is probably just going to be more of this mildly interesting stuff. Probably not too interesting, though. So, I think we will finish up this fight, and then I will turn it off and start loading this up while continuing leveling up. I can't believe this actually went on for as long as it did. I didn't actually expect it to go on this long. I thought I was just going to get a few things out of the way, maybe make it a 20-minute video. I hope this wasn't a complete waste of your time. If it was, well, it's your fault for not reading the info bar in the video, because I put down there that this video is mostly just me rambling, and I put in a summary of what's in the video of me talking about. So, you know what? It's your own fault. Read the progress bar in the future if you thought this was a waste of your time. Alright, side attack for the win. Oh, that purple. Oh, one other thing I thought worth mentioning. Getting up to level 99, I don't actually know what my PA is going to be. It might actually end up being that my physical attacks will be better with a fist setup. The ideal setup would be Ice Brand, Black Robe, Twist Headband, and Aegis Shield, and Bracer. I think that'll do the most damage, not counting in fists. Because Black Robe empowers ice. And that gets... While I have one less weapon power, I have one more PA. And there's still... And that's before you figure in the empowerment and the ice 2 procs and the extra MA from the shield. So yeah, just a demonstration what the most damage setup would be. Is we'd go like... where is everything? This would produce the most damage. What is that? Bring up the calculator. Alright, we got the calculator up. We're talking 19 plus... I don't remember, I think it rounds down, so I think it's just... Effective weapon... no wait, I think it empowers... Shit, does it empower the sword or my PA? I don't know. What I do know, however, is that physical attack up empowers my PA, so yeah. I think it will empower the sword though, so... and I think that's also by 33%, which means we'll be going up to 17 weapon power effective. We're looking at 425 damage before an Ice 2 proc with this setup. Now, just a moment. Raise to the 0.5. Okay, actually no, that's not how it works. Squared. Alright, fists on the other hand. Fists, in order to get this much damage... Let's see, what's the most PA I can manage? Let's see, the most PA I can manage is the +7 setup. In order to do 425 damage, I need to be able to have... It's not an easy thing to calculate off the top of my head. It's PA squared times 0.74. So... okay, we take the square root, and so we get about 20.6. Now we need to divide by 0.74. So we would need 27 PA to be able to do more damage with my fists than with the Ice Brand Black Robe setup. And even then, that doesn't take into account the Ice 2 procs. I don't think I'm going to get that much... I don't think I'm going to get... actually, I need 28 PA. I don't think I'm going to get 7 more PA in the next 21 levels, so we're probably going to use the Ice Brand Black Robe for maximum damage, although there might be some circumstances in which fists are preferable, but that would be very much a niche, and I don't think it comes up. Maybe if I'm forced to wear specific equipment for whatever reason to favor fists more than the Ice Brand or the Rune Blade. That being said, that's everything. I'm going to go finish up leveling up for now. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a good evening.